Hi guys. So on my Twitch stream, I've been doing just kind of like top five movies of each genre, and I've been kind of like doing a new set each day. I'm gonna continue doing that, but I thought I'd kind of give a little bit more detail on YouTube to kind of talk about these movies and why I thought they were the best movies in the genre, like why they were important to me. So I wanted to start off with American Beauty. This is a movie I saw when I was a teenager, and it's a really strange movie, and just like the way it's shot, there's so many weird like visuals in the movie, and even like all the characters in the movie, they seem very real, to be honest. They're in the kind of like weird scenarios, but they all seem kind of like they're all like very real people, and I'm sure like a lot of people can relate with the characters in some way, even if they are out there in like extremes. I feel like almost every guy can relate with the main character that Kevin Spacey plays. He's like working some, middle, he's like upper middle income job, working at some like magazine company as like an editor, and he feels like he has like no true purpose in his job, and like the type of responsibility he has at his job is just like it's like worthless and kind of menial. Uh, and he just kind of like wants to re-find out like what is like actually important in life. Like I feel like a lot of people get stuck in like the rat race of life, and I think that it kind of is a good movie to like show how even does it does it in an extreme crazy way that he takes a step out of like the rat race and like tries to find out what is important to like him for happiness, through like his how can he find happiness in his marriage, how can he find happiness with like his children that he's probably like neglected having relationships with, and just kind of like finding out what's really important about life. And I highly recommend this movie. Probably Kevin Spacey's best movie that I've ever seen him act in. Even better than like he played in House of Cards, even though I know that's a TV series. Highly recommend that this. So next one is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So this movie is important to me because it had a real effect on my life. I think I was in high school at the time when I saw this movie, and I just broken up with my like high school sweetheart, or like my first long relationship. Um, and I remember I saw this movie, and I was like, yeah, obviously I was like depressed as fuck at the time. We just like I got out of that long committed relationship, and this movie is kind of about uh, more so like evaluating your relationship and like what it actually was. Like a lot of people will, they see like a long relationship they're in, either through like rosy glasses, or they see it through like just hatred, or like, oh yeah, that person's a terrible person. One, in actuality, like you probably had like good and bad moments with that person, and it kind of helps you learn like what you did like, what you didn't like, what was important to you, and then you can grow from that. And I think that that's like this is a really great movie to how this guy kind of like understands that. Probably to me, this is Jim Carrey's best movie, and it's the first movie that I saw him in that really showed him in this like level of acting. Because when I was a kid, I would always see him in like Dumb and Dumber, like Ace Ventura, and you're like, oh, he's the comedy guy, and then you see him in this movie, and it's like, whoa, like Jim Carrey can like he can actually act. He is a really good actor. Highly recommend this movie if you've ever been through some like breakup or ever been in a relationship or anything. I'm sure that's like pretty much everybody in existence. I hope so. I hope you guys enjoy that movie and check it out. And then the next movie is going to be Whiplash. Whiplash is an interesting movie. I actually saw this while I was coaching LCS, and this movie, I guess, had a high impact on me because, I was when I was coaching LCS, I was in an extremely competitive environment where it's like you're gonna get this done no matter what. You're gonna persevere, and you're gonna beat whatever you're against no matter what. Like there's no giving up. There's no like second plan or like plan B. It's like this is gonna work, and I'm gonna make it fucking work. And it's basically this movie about this kid who goes to a drum school, like the best drum school in the nation, and they have this he has this insane instructor that is just on his ass 24/7 in the most ridiculous and soul-sucking way possible. And it's not like in a way where you see in other movies where you're like, oh yeah, they're probably gonna, work it out at the end of the movie, and then he's gonna respect him and be like, yeah, you really did this for me. The whole movie, all the way till the end, you're just like, holy fuck, like, is that even gonna happen? And it kind of keeps you guessing the whole way through, and it's just really, really well acted by everybody in the movie, and it just kind of, I just found it like really relatable for that current life situation I was in. So if you're in a situation where you got to get some shit done in life, highly recommend watching this movie. Definitely a movie for getting shit done. Okay, next movie on my list, number 2, Forrest Gump. I mean, I'm sure everybody's heard of Forrest Gump. It's, Tom Hanks. A lot of people. Wait, is there? Okay, whoops. There's 2 R's in it. Whoops. Yeah, so Forrest Gump. This is kind of a boomer movie now, I guess, but this movie is important to me because, I mean, I can't relate to this movie in any way, but it was just such a well done movie where you're basically, I think a movie when it's at perfection is you're experiencing something almost like you're living it, and you're like living a moment. And this movie does such an insane job of portraying living and growing up, I guess through like 1960s, 70s, 80s, and then like all the way up to 90s where this movie is. And it almost feels like you're living a life. You're living that lifetime. Like you're Forrest Gump. You're experiencing everything he's experiencing. And I find very few movies that can actually do that. And it makes all the events feel impactful, and you like kind of understand why they were impactful, and not just from like one side, but from like all sides. It's just an insanely good movie, and it's so many different topics from so many different angles. I don't think that I've ever seen another movie do something like that in that way. It's just almost perfection from a movie, I think. Highly recommend this movie. Super good. And then the last movie, Shawshank Redemption. I think like everybody's seen this movie on like whatever IMDb list or whatever movie review list, and everybody's like, oh yeah, this is the best movie. I can't really put my finger on why I think this is probably actually the best movie I've ever seen, not just the best drama movie. And to be honest, like if somebody were to ask me, why I think it's the best movie, I can't really put my finger on it. It kind of goes back to like what I was talking about in the Forrest Gump movie, where it's almost like you're experiencing his growth, the actor's growth, and like experiencing what they're experiencing. And it's just everything about it, like the pacing, the plot, the actors, the situations they're in, the music, just everything about it just feels perfect. It's like I don't think you watch the movie and be like, yeah, they could have done this differently, or I wish they would have got a different actor here. Like everybody is perfectly cast, every scene is shot perfectly, all the dialogue that they have, it's like so well written, and it's just insane from start to finish. And even though it's an extremely long movie, it's when you see this movie, it's just like you come out of it with like experience, like you lived another lifetime. And to me, I think that's what describes perfection as a movie. So I cannot recommend this movie enough. It's just sheer perfection. And I hope you guys go and enjoy it just as much as I did. Thanks for watching, and I'll do another top 5 list for these other ones later. Thank you.